Downey, who he and I have kind of grown up together a little bit. He was the first captain when I was a council member in Hollywood, and it's been marvelous to see the work that you continue to do to make the city safe. And as we've gotten stars, and he was a full chief. Remember, we were the what number chief? 55th police chief of Los Angeles, between Bratton and Beck. So there's a little bit of a tribute. I'm the 42nd mayor, for those of you who care about numbers. But it is great to be with you, and thank you all so much. I want to thank Soraya Dean. Thank you for your amazing work. Where's Bob Green? There he is. Our amazing deputy chief here in San Fernando Valley, Bob. I'm just so, from South LA to coming to the Valley, you've shown such great leadership in this department, and I thank you for that. Let's give our Deputy Chief Bob Green a round of applause as well. For the great work that you all have done. And it's great to come home to the San Fernando Valley. As a son of the Valley, somebody who spent the first 17 years of my life here, whenever I come back, it's coming home. And I'm sorry that I'm looking down. I'm trying to find on my Instagram feed a story I wanted to share with you. Here it is. So in University City, Missouri, some of you may have followed, there was a Jewish cemetery of some gravestones that were desecrated recently. And a friend of mine just posted here a launchgood.com, it's one of those places you go to kind of crowdfund, that Muslims unite to repair a Jewish cemetery. And they've raised $47,785,000, and of it, only 1,680 people. It may seem like a small thing, but isn't that this country? Where else in the world could you see that sentence written? Muslims unite to help Jews deal with a desecrated cemetery. Where else but in Los Angeles and in America could we see, shortly after the November elections, when I went to the Islamic Center, to be there for Friday prayers, that by the time I got there as mayor, there was already a group of Episcopalians and Lutherans and Jews out front saying that we love our Muslim brothers and sisters. And we gather today at a very dizzying time in our lives, a moment when it seems like so much is shifting underneath us, where it seems like we're reacting constantly to the state of the world and to the conversations and to the policies that seem to be emerging in this country and even in this world. And it seems like protests and marches feel like the mainstay of the administration. This dizzying clip that we're experiencing have left a lot of us just frankly exhausted. And in many ways, it's our interfaith community and our law enforcement, and our first responders, and I thank our fire department as well for being here, that should be the anchors of reminding us who we are and what we stand for. I don't care what political party you're part of. I don't care how you worship God, even if you do. I don't care whom you love. I don't care what language you or your parents spoke as the first language. I don't care what age you are, what gender you are. What I care about is whether or not you were able to be part of that fabric that I just described. Of not being so obsessed with the most powerful person in this country, but more focused on the most vulnerable people in this world. We are called by our faith to do that. It is universal. Peace be unto you, salam alaikum, shalom. Those of us who want to see a world and create a world that is full of opportunities and justice and peace are called these moments to stand up and to come together. And as I said when we broke records, it's funny, we have an election that's coming up. This is not a political speech, I promise, although there is an election coming up. Well, it will be on an issue, not on who you should vote for mayor, but that's up to you guys. But the numbers that came out, 750,000 people maybe, downtown, the largest march in LA history. Last time in the mayor's race, only about 440,000 people voted. Think about that for a second. We had more people marching on the streets, but we had fewer people voting. And so, another message I want you to hear as we come together, let us continue to march forward in our responsibility to engage in democracy. To vote yes on things like Measure H, which if you care about homelessness, and I don't have to say this in the faith community here, if you're in the San Fernando Valley, I've spent time going out with those outreach teams. I know people by their first names now, the streets of Van Nuys who live in tents, who, with our Hope teams with LAPD, are now offering a different way out, who with our churches and our synagogues and our mosques are reaching people. I was driving by the park in North Hollywood just this morning and saw 2 social workers sitting on the bench taking in the information of 3 unhoused Angelinos. Get out there and vote yes on Measure H if you want to see us not just make a dent in homelessness, but end homelessness, because none of us are here to address homelessness. None of us here are here to manage homelessness. We are here to end homelessness. Get out there and make sure that you vote for city council, for mayor, for school board. Get engaged and involved in the work that happens between elections as well. There's a French philosopher, Ernest Renan, who once wrote that the nation is a daily plebiscite. In other words, it's not just election day that matters, it's what we do in between that matters the most in some ways. What we can do to vote with our feet by how we volunteer, where we spend our time. I was at a Catholic Church Resurrection Church in Royal Heights just a few days ago in the community where my grandparents grew up, both on Jewish and Mexican sides. I know I'm confusing, I say I'm your average Mexican-American Jewish Italian. But in Royal Heights there, we were handing out cards to let people know immigrants their rights, which you don't have to be a citizen to enjoy constitutional rights, by the way. But to hear the stories of promoting in these tough times the fear where children are literally not going to school and workers are not showing up to work because they're so scared, it's incumbent upon us as leaders to reassure folks. To let people know that this Los Angeles Police Department has set a model in this country. When I'm asked about, quote-unquote sanctuary cities, I say, I guess I'm too pro-police to stop listening to the advice of my police professionals who say, we need trust in the communities that we police, not fear. And if somebody feels that there's a knock on the door, they're not going to answer it because it's LAPD, I can't keep this city safe. And while federal officials have to enforce federal laws, here locally, you want your officers to be making sure that we're enforcing local laws, because we have crimes to solve, burglaries and homicides and rapes, and those things that you pay your tax dollars to this police force to make sure that's solved. We can't even logistically take them off of that work to do, forget immigration law, what if the feds wanted us to do mail fraud or tax evasion? You'd say, wait a second, I don't want my LAPD officers doing that work, which feds should be doing. I'm here to reassure us that in this moment in time, we will continue to protect all Angelinos. And it's not just for the men and women who wear badges to do that. Each one of us has a role to play. We know that LAPD does not act as a deportation force, doesn't ask people for their papers. But the man that you pulled over for speeding may not, or a witness you need to come forward to close a case may be unsure. We understand these things, which is why we have these policies. And we're going to continue to support our officers. A sobering reminder of what they sacrificed in Whittier 2 days ago. An officer who lost his life in defense of our safety on our streets. We will have your backs as they have ours. And I love talking about the way that our police force and our immigrant community and our multi-faith community intersects. If you go to the graduation of our high school program, LAPD cadets, I don't know, Police Chief Beck estimated 80% of them are children of immigrants. It's an astounding. Come to USC sometimes and see it. It'll blow you away. Yes. Many of them probably undocumented parents. I remember being there and taking a picture and saying, and a hashtag, the social media is all about hashtags. So we protect immigrants because immigrants protect us. I think about the graduating class 3 classes ago of LAPD officers, and the class president was a woman from India, immigrated here because she always dreamed of being a Los Angeles Police Department officer. And this is the kind of city that welcomed her. And not only welcomed her, her fellow classmates elected her class president. And she gave a speech coming from our sister city of Mumbai. Well, this is a place where we write the stories that we want to read, where the pages of history are made. And we can and we should be working together on the issues of always reducing violence, countering extremism, which comes from all sides of the political spectrum. It comes from native-born people as well as people who immigrate here. It's funny, I saw a report recently on so-called sanctuary counties. And it showed that we have lower crime rates, lower unemployment, and stronger economies in those areas that don't. So the myth that somehow we're not doing our job in law enforcement is just not true. We're doing our job better when we make sure that we have trust in our immigrant communities here. And we want to make sure in this moment of such extreme fear that we remember who we are. I say this not to our officers who have a different role to play sometimes, but for all of us that are not police officers, not sworn public safety officials, that we can find our humanity. When we see from Washington, D.C., rules that will now crack down on people, especially kids, unaccompanied minors, a child who somehow comes up from Central America through Mexico to our border in search of their mother or father, before we figure out the process of what happens to him or her, can we first just be parents for them? And that is probably the most elemental thing any of us could ever do. Search for mother, search for father when they're lost. And then maybe if we find that humanity, we can figure out a way, instead of to turn them into criminals, to turn them into citizens, to help them graduate from high school. And like the dreamers who, when they got their legal status here, saw their incomes go up 42% on average, which is music to a mayor's ears. That means more tax revenue. That means better participating members of this economy. I mean, from a selfish point of view, I want them to get those raises, because guess what it does for the rest of us native-born folks? We get about a 1% raise. And vice versa, if we push them back into the shadows, 12 million people in this country, because you'll never be able to report 12 million people. Trust me. We have 400 ICE officers in this 6-county region. We could double the number. Good luck even beginning to make a chip for that. When you push people back in the shadows, guess what? We all lose. Because native populations go down percentage to people are working under the table, can be exploited, get less than minimum wage because they have no rights. A pathway to participate and towards citizenship is the way we have always grown as a city and as a country. My grandfather, Salvador, was a refugee. He came here during the Mexican Revolution. His father was killed. His mother, my bisabuela, my great-grandmother, carried him over the border. Imagine what it was like for a woman when she was maybe 20 or 21 to cross a border, cross a river to a strange land. But she did what mothers do. She wanted to make sure her son survived. And she came here, and she came to Los Angeles. And there wasn't that term back then, but I guess my grandfather was a dreamer because he didn't have papers. He didn't have a citizenship. He was an American. In fact, so much so that when World War II broke out, and they didn't draft him because he wasn't a citizen, he volunteered to fight for this country. He just had a young son, a young daughter, my father and aunt, and he left this family not knowing if he'd ever come back and cross an ocean and fight in the Philippines in World War II. Became a sergeant in the United States Army and came back and became a citizen. And now I'm standing here as this man, the mayor of the biggest city in the biggest state in this union. Imagine if he had been sent there. Think about our own history as Jews, those of us who are Jewish in the room. We all know the story of the St. Louis, the ship that was denied entry to this country and came to shores during the Holocaust. And I guess I always assumed it was just one of those things bad enough that we didn't want Jews or we didn't want refugees. But I reread that a month ago, that history. And you know what the justification our federal government gave to turning that boat away and sending people back to Europe and many of them to their death? Was we said that we suspected there was a national security threat on that boat and there might be Nazi spies amongst the Jews. Sound familiar? You can't take Syrians in because there might be national security threat. There might be ISIS amongst them. Well, having talked to a lot of people who go through what is already extremely extreme vetting today, as Chief Downing just pointed out, look at those numbers. We think, oh my gosh, we can't take small numbers, and you see the numbers that Germany takes in, or what just happened in Lebanon. Imagine if the war was just a picture for a second in Mexico, and we had tens of millions of people streaming across our borders. Would we welcome them with arms? Would we find our humanity? Would we save the children? Would we try to put those families back together? Would we try to give them some hope that human beings, first and foremost, are called by our faith to reach out to one another? Or would we say, sorry, get out of here? And in a country where those numbers are much, much lower, I don't know if some of you heard on the radio, people who are here legally right now, refugees, asylum seekers, are streaming across the border to Canada because they're so scared of what's coming next. So in Quebec, there was this piece about how it's fourfold more than last year, how many people they're getting, about 350, 400 people a month going over the border from the United States where they have legal status today. But like so many people with legal status from the Dreamers, To military families, you may not know there's 50,000 parents of service members who, under the Obama administration executive action, were given legal status, rightfully so. Their kids are wearing the uniform of this nation and defending us literally, and they might come back for more if that changes with their parents gone. Or worse, they might not come back, and their parents are going to be under deportation, having given the greatest sacrifice of all their children for the defense of this country. Let us go back to our humanity and lessons of history. We commemorated last week with George Takei what's called Remembrance Day, which doesn't commemorate, but marks, I guess, another executive order made by a president who otherwise we hold up as a great president, Franklin Delano Roosevelt. Usually he's top 2 or 3 in our history when historians rank him. But George Takei talked about what it was like to be a 5-year-old boy and how laws suddenly were passed when Pearl Harbor occurred and Americans of Japanese descent suddenly were given a curfew. That's just how it started. Couldn't leave the house from 7 p.m. to 6 a.m. And then their bank accounts were frozen and everything that everybody had worked for was suddenly gone. And then the deportation. They were put in camps with barbed wire. I love the story of that we would defend our students, that our school district would not share personal information, that these would be places of sanctuary for our students and our family. Steve Zimmer, the president of the school board, told the story of family members of Roosevelt, that the students at Roosevelt used to travel to San Diego racetrack because that was one of the first places where Japanese Americans were concentrated. And they would bring the homework to their fellow students through the fence so they wouldn't fall behind in their work. Those acts of courage and greatness. But George was one of those people, George Takei, who was sent off to the swamps of Arkansas in a concentration camp. He said there were guard towers and the guns were pointed down at them, Americans. Not outward, but down inside the camp. And when you go to the bathroom at night, there would be a searchlight that would follow them from the barracks to the latrine. He said, I was so young, I thought they were guiding the way, but my mother later told me how humiliating it was in the middle of the night for a searchlight and guys with guns pointed, following her, an American, to go to the bathroom. And that executive order is at the Japanese American National Museum right now. First time it's been in the Western United States. You should go see it. And an earlier proclamation from FDR that was cited by this current president when he talked about it, there's a history of this. And we say, yes, there is a history of this. But it's not a bright history of this. Of Operation Wetback that took American-born people of Mexican descent and threw them across the border because they looked the wrong way. People who had never lived a day of their life in Mexico weren't Mexicans, but just their parents or grandparents had come from Mexico. They were shoved over the border. We cannot repeat those moments of history. So I know I've gone on too long, but let me say this. As long as I am your mayor, and as long as you have agency to act in your places of worship, and the streets where you live, and the schools that you engage with, and the workplaces where you're at, we will defend each other, and we will not change the policies of the city of Los Angeles. Not only because it's the correct way to police, the most effective way for us to reduce crime and to build trust, but also because it's the right thing to do. And we can't just do things. I could make the argument about why I'm too pro-family to separate families, why I'm too pro-police to stop listening to what my police professionals tell me to do, and too pro-economy to want to gut the momentum where we've cut our unemployment rate in half in the last 3.5 years, but 54% of our businesses are started by immigrants. I guess I'm too pro-constitution to just say, hey, if somebody looks the wrong way, we'll detain them. We actually require a warrant from a court to make sure the detective work has been done, and we will absolutely hand over dangerous criminals to federal enforcement officials. Do not believe the myth that we don't do that, but we do it in a constitutional manner. And I can give all those practical reasons, but at the end of the day, this is a moment for whether we stand up and do what is right. Stand up for who we are. Stand up for what we're about. And truly be a city of angels. Yo quiero decir también en español unas palabras porque es muy importante este momento. Y yo soy un nieto de un soñador, un dreamer. Y él vino a este país, de México. Y él luchó a esta nación en la Segunda Guerra Mundial. El resultado es, yo soy el alcalde de esta gran ciudad. Nuestros valores, las amenazas en esta administración, las amenazas a nuestra economía, a nuestra fábrica social, a nuestros oficiales del departamento de policía, los bomberos. Es importante para nosotros encontrar nuestros valores y luchar para estos valores también. La comunidad religiosa es crítica en estas acciones y nunca nosotros cambiaremos nuestras políticas con inmigrantes, porque los inmigrantes nos protegen y nosotros les protegeremos. Y es importante también recordar estos capítulos en nuestra historia, estos capítulos oscuros, los japoneses americanos, los mexicanos americanos durante la operación, y estos momentos que nosotros hemos perdido nuestros valores y nuestro camino. As saying at the end, we can't lose our path. And in these dark days, I want you to leave here with a smile on your face. I know that might feel tough to some of you, but don't see the power you have before you exercise it. Power has always come from the cities and states of this nation. That's what this Constitution was built on. You know, it might not be the most effective place to get things done, Washington. Part of that reflects that we built a government that had so many checks and balances. But it's because we suspected tyranny. We didn't want to have kings or tyrants that would rule over us. So there is a judiciary, and they've stood up for our Constitution already. There is a Congress, and I hope they do their jobs to make sure there's a check and balance. And there are all of us. You know, our tax dollars we send to Washington. It's not their dollars to give back to us or to take from us. We deserve, in fact, we donate quite a bit to the rest of the country from Los Angeles, and it's about time we repatriated some of that back to Los Angeles. On that same day where we might have taken a new direction at the national level, we passed the largest homeless initiative in this nation's history at the local level, the largest transportation initiative in this nation's history times two, to build 15 rail lines, to invest in our parks, our community colleges. We have power, whether it's on the streets. If you care about women's rights and you went out there, don't just march. The next day, go and help the Downtown Women's Center get a woman who's a survivor of domestic violence off of our streets. Or go to the Coalition to Abolish Slavery and Trafficking, the Joint Valley Division, and get rid of the 13 and 14-year-old girls who are trafficked on the streets of the San Fernando Valley every single night. If you're a woman, run for office if you believe in women's rights. If you are a lawyer and want to help women out, go into the airport, as we see now. We're going to need more people to defend folks who are coming here to stand up for our Constitution. We are great and powerful, and we are a mighty city. And I'm so grateful for all of us. Final thing, I know we've got other things to hear, but I really wanted to come here to share that today, is it is so beautiful to see us do this, as this valley and Faith Council has always done across all of it. You know, I am one of those, you know, maybe I should have, I often say I'm from mixed marriage, between, I think it was an atheist and an agnostic, but a Jew and a Catholic. I came to faith in my own life later on, but this is the kind of town where we can actually see a Korean short-rib taco he invented, or where Jews and Muslims and Christians and Mormons and Buddhists and Sikhs and everybody can come together. Hindus can come together in one place and say, we do share universal love. We're taught that in our values, we are taught that by our faith, we are taught that in our academies, and we will embody that each and every day. And trust me, the pages of history sometimes feel slow when you're writing them, but just read that book. Each chapter gets better, and we do move forward. And I know Los Angeles will lead that movement this time.